So I've been steadily in the 180s, like mid to high 180s. The heaviest has been about 187, normal about 185. When I did my squat, I think I was about 187, that 500-pound squat. But the last couple of weeks, I've been gaining a little bit of weight, trying to get around 190 and just kind of hang at 190 just to be in a nice surplus to really move some extra weight. And I think we finally made it, boys. Oh Lord, we hefty now. I don't want to get any heavier than that. Any heavier than 190, I start getting real bloated, like my stomach gets bloated and like I just feel uncomfortable, but like, we'll hang right at this 190-ish mark for now and just try to get these numbers way up before competing in 2017 again.
People still weren't familiar with that and it became a huge drama.
Remember that podcast I did with Kyle Hunt last week? I'm listening to the one he did with Ian McCarthy now. It's a pretty good podcast. He does a good job with it. I got this new bad boy earlier in the week. It is the ProCare Plus Platinum Sonic toothbrush. Thing is awesome. Super long battery life, so it charges and holds the charge for about 2 weeks. And then you have 3 different settings on it. The regular speed, super fast speed, pulsating. 40,000 strokes per minute, 2-minute auto timer. I guess dentists want you to brush for 2 minutes at a time. 3 brushing modes, like I said, and long-lasting battery, like I also said, and then the UV sanitizer is awesome. So say it's time to charge it, you plug it in. It comes with 3 extra brushes, which is awesome. So now when I travel, I can just bring this thing, and then Ari has her own brush. I have my own brush. There's an extra one if we need it. And then if you want to sanitize the brushes, when it's charging, you shut this, and the little UV light comes on in there, and basically blasts away all the germs. It sanitizes them. So the thing is awesome. I put the link for this in the info box below if you want it. There's also a discount code they gave me to give to you guys. It's NWSonic, and it gives you 75% off. And that works on this one, which is the high-end one, and there's actually a less expensive one on the site as well, and the code works for that one as well. So now you know.
That's like reading supplement-related literature.
So welcome to the second bench day of the week. The first one was Tuesday. That's when you guys saw me do 330 for a very clean single. Super happy with how that weight moved. It felt like I was good for like a triple with that weight, which is, I'm so happy about that. Today is our second bench day of the week, and today's variation day. So we're gonna do 2 different variations that are good for assisting the bench press. Get a lot of questions what my favorite assistant moves are for the bench, and I have a video on that. Look up Nick Wright, how I broke my bench plateau. It's called something like that, but those keywords will still bring the video up. That was the video I did on what exactly helped me to get to a 365 bench the other year. This is a bench block. I borrowed it from Ricky, and it's cool because it replaces a board in board pressing, because with board pressing you need a training partner to hold the board there. This just locked down to the bar so you can do it solo dolo. So this has 3 different options. You have the 6-inch block, I believe it's 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches. You have
2 to 5.
Sorry, 5 inches. Then you have the 4-incher, looks like. And then you have the most shallow one, which is the one I'm using today, 2 inches. What you wanna do is you wanna set it up to whatever height your sticking point is at. If you're a raw lifter, I recommend going a little bit more shallow. The higher boards are usually for those equipped lifters, but either way, you want to find out wherever your sticking point is, if it's 3 inches off your chest, 6 inches off your chest, and try to get the block to match about that length. That way when you lower the bar down and you come to a dead stop, you have to begin pressing again from your sticking point, from your weakest point, and that's going to ultimately strengthen up your weakest point. The other benefit it has is once you get used to it, you can start using a lot more weight than you would normally because you're only doing partial reps, and that's going to actually overload your bench press, similar to how the Slingshot will overload it, allowing you to use more weight. So this thing's pretty nifty. I'm easing into it today. I've never used the block before, so we're going really light, working up to a single of 300 pounds, which is like nap time with a bench block, and then doing a bunch of reps and sets with 245 just to get used to it. And then we're going to switch into the Slingshot, which I am used to, and do some heavier overload work with the Slingshot. You may not need a bench block or a board press at all. Keep in mind, having a weak lockout or having a sticking point can come from different areas. So for some people, if you're strong all throughout the rep and you just lack some tricep strength, the bench block may help you overload that locking out portion, really overload the triceps, driving the last bit of the rep up. But for some people like me back in the day, what I noticed is I would get stuck midway up the rep, but it wasn't from lack of tricep strength, it was from lack of control and strength from the bottom of the rep. I was doing only touch and go benching, and I wasn't gaining any sort of stability, power, or strength from the bottom of the chest, and therefore I would push it off my chest with no real speed or power and then slow down and get gassed out halfway through. So what I started doing then was training a lot of pause reps, all pause reps, gaining that control at the bottom and then gaining that explosive power from a dead stop deep in the bottom of the rep. And that would eventually train me to where I could push it off my chest with enough fast explosion that the momentum would push through my sticking point and allow my triceps to lock it the rest of the way out, making for a pretty even bench strength from the beginning to the top. So you have to find out where your weakness is, and not every variation is going to be effective for everybody. We're just going to see how bench blocks are for me at this stage in my game and see if they can help.
Easy 5, come on, this ain't nothing. One more. You got it. There we fucking go. There we fucking go.
So this is what it feels like to be strong. This is what it feels like to be a strong lifter.
Doesn't? You can't squat 970 for a double?
Damn it. Slingshot work is done. Excellent overload again. I covered this in the last video, but the slingshot just gives you a little bit of a boost to your strength, which allows you to overload the muscle. So just get your body acclimated to handling heavier weight, so soon enough you can work up to the heavyweight raw and it'll feel good and you'll feel familiar with it. I did 3 sets of 5, working up to an RPE 8 or 9, just like last week. Worked up to 335 for my last set. Moved really easily, felt great, and it was 10 pounds heavier than last week where we ended at 325. So that's all you can ask for, just making consistent little jumps and keeping it just as clean every single week, knock on wood. I just grabbed the closest bar to me, and I'm pretty sure I grabbed a deadlift bar. Pretty sure I'm rowing with the deadlift bar. This is Party Monster by The Weeknd, and so far I love it. There's 2 new tracks released. I only listened to Party Monster so far, and I'm gonna listen to the other one soon. It's called I Feel It Coming. I don't know how that's gonna be. Love Starboy, everyone loves Starboy. A little mainstreamy sounding, but it's good for sure. Overplayed now, I'm sick of it by now. And then False Alarm, very energetic song. Definitely different for The Weeknd though. A lot of people don't like it, but this one is sick, and that's off his new album.